Hey, Lisa. Welcome. How are you, lady?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Doing good. I'm going to have everybody change their names. So if you go up to, do you see participants on the upper right?
Oh, here we go.
If you right click, actually, you might just left click and you can click rename.
Okay, got it.
Please change your name by clicking on
What do
the
you want me to put in? What do you want me to put in as?
Lisa and then your comma, your business name.
And oh, just the name of the business. Okay.
Mhm. That way we know who's with who. We'll see who joins us.
Yeah. I just got this today, but I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, we're trying to add value. Um,
Right? Always good.
right? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen.
I'm going to close my door here real quick. A little quieter in here. Folks, the office can get a little noisy sometimes.
Yeah. Okay. What are you seeing on your end?
I am getting marketing your business and SEO strategy.
Okay, good deal.
Yeah.
Hey, Terry, how are you?
Hi. Am I on?
You are on. I can see you.
How are you?
Doing good. Doing good. Trying to
Good.
stay warm. I got a heater under my desk, coat over my chair, trying desperately to stay warm. This
I
door's
was
open and close.
Yes. I was cleaning the house this morning and was like, oh my gosh, it's so hot. And I couldn't figure out. I'm like, it's not hot. My kids had turned it up to 75.
Oh,
Nice.
no.
It's like, no, thank you.
What do you normally keep it at?
Mm, 70, probably 68 to 70.
Yeah, that's kind of where we are too. My children joke that my husband, they'll say, "Oh my gosh, it's so cool." My husband will always go through the list of clothing that they could
Uh-huh.
add to themselves before he would raise the thermostat. So, yeah, if I
Yeah.
cut out, let me know, guys, because sometimes this headset does that. Okay. We may be a small but mighty group. I'm not sure if Carrie Wilkie or Carrie um, Gateau is gonna be able to get on or not. So I'm gonna get started just because so we can end on time as people come in. We will keep going. So welcome, ladies. So this
Lisa.
is specifically about marketing your business and SEO strategy. So I want to make sure we all know each other. Lisa, you've met Carrie before, right?
Well, maybe.
Maybe. So,
Lisa, you and I worked,
Maybe so with the gingerbread house,
yep.
right? Yeah. Okay.
well, good deal. So, and then Carrie Gateau, I see that she's jumping on. Um,
Okay.
so basically today is going to be super relaxed, super flexible. I had a whole bunch of surveys and breakout opportunities, but we're a small but mighty group, so we won't need to use a lot of them. Um, so I will have lots of things to give you at the end of this. And I'm going to tell you that HubSpot, HUBSPOT, HubSpot is a wonderful resource. So anytime that you can tap into HubSpot, they have all sorts of free resources. Of course, you have to give them your name. Welcome, Alyssa. Hey guys, make sure that we go ahead and change your title. If you hover over where your participant name is and click on the three dots, you can rename yourself. And so you can look at Lisa, she put her name, comma, her business name so we know who's on and who's visiting with us. Okay, so quick poll out of you ladies. How many of you have dedicated time for the marketing? That you have planned and dedicated time for marketing your business?
I try to put a few hours into it every day if I can.
Okay,
Doesn't always work out that way, but
right. Things change and you have different fires you have to put out. I totally get it. Um, so how would you say that you best reach your customers? Where do they go to find out information about your business? Is it your website? Is it social media?
I've got some stuff on social media. I've got a designated page for my business. I do open houses in real estate, obviously. So,
Mhm.
do open houses, hand out marketing, uh, just remember, got like little
Sure.
koozies and things like that. So,
Right. Okay.
yeah.
So being visible, social media posts. What about you, Alyssa? What are some of the things that you guys do to be visible, or how are you visible for your customers? Okay, Carrie, what about you guys for your business?
I would say word of mouth is usually our best. Our trucks that are definitely seen with the big Roof Masters, Red Trucks. We usually say those are like our best advertising. Radio spots.
Hmm. Hmm. So if I need to find out what your hours are, who to call, where would I go?
Website.
Okay. So I can Google and find you?
Yep.
Okay. What about you, Lisa? Are you on the Plaza Asto website?
I am on the Plaza Hostel website, and then I've got my own Facebook page that has like right there on the cover photo, phone number. It's got my cell number and my email address and everything. So it should be
Okay.
pretty easy to reach me.
Okay. So, oftentimes we have found that, especially folks that are new to the area, struggle to find matching information for our retailers and our local businesses. So perhaps the time that they're open on the door versus the time that is listed on the social media versus what is on Google may not match at all. And
Right.
so it's very important, and I'll walk through some of the reasons why in just a little bit, but we're going to talk about websites. So if you don't manage your own website, that's okay. This is good information to capture and relay to the people that do to make sure that they're staying on top of these things and that you have a better understanding of how people find you. So here's some of the high points that we're going to talk about during this. So why does SEO matter? What's the role of AI now in it? Understanding the key principles, the technology in the SEO now. And then how do you know your target audience? And is your content engaging and fresh? Do you link forward and backward? And do you know how to submit your site for review? So we'll start with why does it matter for people to be able to find you? So you can go onto Google and onto Bing and claim your business listing. How many of you have done that? Okay. That's so step one is to make sure that you have gone on to Google and Bing and claimed your business listing. So, Lisa, that can be specific that links to your page on the Plaza Astle site. I know Farm Bureau, I know Alyssa's probably listening if she can't view. Farm Bureau has the big general site, but then each individual, agent has a different location. So making sure you're linking correctly. So did you guys know 93% of all web traffic is because of search engines? So you can't say, I don't care if my Google site is correct, or I don't care if, I don't have time for that. No, 93%. And the top four places people jump off of searching is Google, then YouTube, who would have thought, right? Because people are just searching in YouTube, Amazon, and then Bing. So SEO, search engine optimization, is also a super cost-effective way to market. It's a good strategy to boost visits, sales, that turnaround because, once you get it going and then you maintain it, there's no additional cost to you, right? It's just about the getting it going and maintaining of it. So it's not just about ranking, it's about reaching your ideal customer where they are. So I always want to say a little kind of caveat. Things changed like a year and a half ago. AI came onto the scene and the way search engines worked stopped working that way. And now it's a completely different game of how it works. AI is making it be more user friendly and tailoring it to user experiences. But what that means is you better be tailoring it to user experiences as well. So I just had this little thing that AI is now the beating heart of search engine algorithms. So platforms like Google, Bing, and there's new places like Perplexity, ChatGPT is huge. They all harness AI to deeply understand what users are searching for and then to deliver the results that truly hit the mark. So for businesses, this changes the SEO game. Success means crafting content that genuinely fulfills the user needs, offering value and relevance just beyond some simple keywords. So making sure we fulfill a need and we offer value and relevance. And this, we'll get into all this. So, how many of you have much knowledge about SEO and search engine optimization? Kind
Yeah.
of a little bit. Okay. So, I simplified it down because you can get super into the weeds. You publish your website. Search engines have bots, sometimes they call them spiders, that crawl, literally go through every bit of your website and understand what each page is about. So then it indexes your site under relevant categories and search terms. And so when the next time the user searches, it matches the topic of your content, your website will be ranked. So, for example, Lisa, housing available in Sterling, Kansas, homes for sale in Sterling, Kansas, uh, home loan, home purchasing, home, like everything home related. But then you need to think of outside of the box words because we all think home, right? So
Mhm.
then what is every single word that is like that, right? So you go and Google, go into Google and just type up, hey, I need every other word that means home, right? And then you need to utilize those words in the content of what you're typing so that if Bob Smith doesn't say home, I don't, I'm, I've been from central Kansas most of my life, but I have friends that have moved in from other areas. And I say, hey, you want to go get a soda?
Mhm.
And they say, no, I want to go get a pop.
Mhm.
Like, who would have thought, right? What's the difference there? So, that's basically how SEO works. So ensuring that you have all the necessary pieces on your website is important. So keywords that are unique to your business, products or services should be all over your site. You should be building blogs or vlogs or podcasts, articles with fresh new content to boost your site. And when I say fresh new content, there's some tricks that I can teach you a little bit as we get further down on how you can work smarter, not harder. Um, ensure your website runs smoothly and can be used by all people is very important. And we'll talk more about that. Backlinks. So, what backlinks are is another website linking to your website. The more backlinks you have, the more of an authority Google and Bing think you are, right? So if more people are like, oh, yeah, check this out, right? Okay, so internal links, linking from one page to another to help the user friendliness of your site also helps when bridging the crawling of those websites. And then always, we got to review, look at the reports, know where to go to get the reports, and then improve as needed. All right. Any questions so far? Okay, we're gonna kind of get into the bits and pieces of all this. So the technical search engine optimization. Number one, is your website mobile friendly? So when I say that, I mean, if I pull that up on my cell phone, am I going to be able to flow that the way I can easily as a website? Because now most of our searching is being done on our cell phones. So search engines are now implementing mobile first indexing. So that's the top priority. And now desktop is a secondary priority. How crazy is that? How times just keep evolving. Um, excuse me. Uh, how fast does your website load? Are you do you have big photos or big videos that you are, waiting for it to load? I got this really crazy statistic. They call it the bounce rate. If from 1 to 3 seconds, if your website takes 1 to 3 seconds, people are gone with 32% of them are gone if they have to wait. After 5 seconds, 90% of them bounce. So if you have stuff that's taking forever to load and you need to revise or rebuild, this is a key piece of information we need to know about, right? So how long is it taking? Do you remember I mean, this is going to tell my age, the waiting of the yeah, dial up internet, and that it was like 5 minutes. You go get a cup of coffee, you come back, it's still not loaded. Now, 5 seconds, and they're gone. 90% of them. The next one is, do you have an SSL certificate? So it's I put it in here because nobody ever remembers what the acronyms are for. Secure sockets layer. Basically, is your website safe for me to put my credit card information, my personal information on? Now, depending on who hosts your website, Carrie, for your business, do you run that website or is it a third party hosting agent? Third party? Okay. So, you know, GoDaddy is a wonderful place to pick up a certificate. You can go Google very easily, how do I set up my SSL certificate? If you've built a website through like Wix and GoDaddy, often that's part of the package that you purchased. So just check and see what you've got, what's there. Because how many times have you gone to a website and it's a pop-up happens saying, hey, this is not a secure website. And you're thinking, this is about cooking 101 or something like that. How could this, I don't care about this because they don't have this certificate. So they'll get blocked by a lot of firewalls. All right, and then is your website friendly to all users? So each photo on the background of the photo, so when you upload it into a website, you should be able to put a tag describing that photo. So if I'm blind and I don't know what your website looks like, I have an e-reader that will read me your site. But if you have not put alternate tags on your photos, I don't know that there's a photo there. I don't know what's happening in the photo. So it's important to have that kind of information. So you've got your alt tags. Is your site set up for keyboard only navigation? So if maybe I have really bad arthritis or I'm an amputee and I can't use a mouse, is your site set up for keyboard only navigation? Can I just tab, right? Um, and then will your site work with screen readers? Is it optimized for voice search? How many of us are now doing, hey, Google, will you search this, or Alexa, please, dot, dot, dot. This is now the new world. And so we need to make sure our websites fit into that as well. Okay. So who is your target audience? I have had a deep dive in the recent years, more importantly, on not just firmographics and psychographics, but technographics too. So firmographics. Firmographics are the tangible things. What's their age, their race, their location, those kind of tangible things. Psychographics are the things that they're interested in, the things that they believe in, the things that they are tied to emotionally, right? So, firmographics, uh, white male, 30s, wanting to purchase a home. But Lisa, you learned that he also has a beloved pet and would want a pet park and a fenced yard because of this beloved pet. You also know that he wants to be near a Methodist church. You also learned that he loves to play soccer, so buy a soccer field. So these are the things when you find out about your customers, those are those psychographics. Now, how do you know that about a total stranger? Did you know if you go in to do advertising, say on Facebook, you can sort not just by age and location and gender, you can also sort by interest. So what groups are they a part of? What are they interested in, right? Then technographics is tracking how somebody interacts with your website or other websites. Sometimes you can find data, sometimes you have to pay for it. But how long are they hovering on this page, right? How long are they staying connected to this site? Do they get all of their news from Facebook? Or are they on CNN or Fox? Or you can learn how are they sharing their information learning their information, what websites. We also know of a fabulous product that Sterling Chamber of Commerce has access to that can help track who's coming in and out of your business. Who are you interacting with? And it'll tell us where they came from and where they're going to. It won't give specific names, but it'll give you a general idea. So, for example, for the 4th of July, we know that most people coming into town are either coming from out of town, or they've stopped at Casey's, or they've stopped at the ice cream shop. These are the key points that people traveling to the 4th of July festivities, where they're coming from. So wouldn't it be wise to then do some cross promotion at those key points that people are coming in from? So how do you figure this out? Lisa, it'd probably be really easy for you just to Google, um, what is the average customer in Sterling, Kansas, or homeowner data. You could easily get that off the internet. But looking at what you've already done, what are your top products and services that you have sold or that people are interested in? Do you know those? Do you know the top things people call about and ask questions about? And how are you promoting those? Then ask yourself, what are the goals of your website or your social media page? Are you wanting just to inform people about who you are? Are you wanting to sell something? Are you wanting to get them to believe in investing in you and you investing in them? What does that look like? And then what are the keywords related to your audience? We talked more about that earlier. Like, what are the products and service keywords? So, Carrie, what is it that you guys offer? Carrie Wilkie.
Um, like for our roofing company, the certain types of shingle, metal, repairs, home builds, new builds. So like when you were talking, like what are your keywords, that those are ones that we make sure that are all over the website.
Mhm, mhm. So, what would cause somebody to repair their roof?
Sorry, you cut out.
So, what would cause somebody to want to repair their roof?
With
So,
us,
yeah.
probably 50 years of experience, or that we're local and can be there quickly.
Mhm. So, big thing. I just was talking to a new person in the area that said, "Hey, nobody can get to us. I'm on a 3-month wait list." Right?
Sure.
What does that look like? How can I be served in a more efficient, expedient way? But also, Carrie, what would happen that I would need a new roof? So do you have storm damage
Yep.
repair? Do you have the word storm and damage? So those are taking it a step further of why the psychographics and why somebody would come to you. How have they been impacted? How do you have a data showing how well you work with insurance companies that would pay for the repair? Like, how is that all framed within the website? And it can't be, it'd be easy just to go, this word key, this word key, question, comma, this word, this word. You need to have it blend into a formal paragraph. If it is just plugged words, it's not going to work anymore. It did before AI, but now AI is looking for narratives. So you can't just plug in a few words here or hashtag something and hope that it'll come up. And so, what are the key products, services related to your audience? What are your top selling? What are the goals of your site? And then knowing the firmographics, psychographics, and technographics of your audience. Okay, engaging and in fresh content. So by presenting information in different formats, you can cater to different learning styles. So some people want to read, they want all of it in writing. Some people, I don't want to read all this, just give me the synopsis in a video, right? It depends on who you're talking to. So do both. This not only enhances the overall user experience, but also increases the chances of content being shared across a wider audience. So, how frequently are you updating your website? Right? Did you build it and it's just sitting there? Or are you doing it an update on a regular basis? And it is suggested that you have some sort of refresh at least on a quarterly basis. And by refresh, it doesn't mean a redesign. It means plugging in different photos or graphics. It means uploading new um, article about the importance of um, weather resistance of roof lines or energy efficiency or uh, the importance of being with a local insurance agent or local realtor, the importance of being with somebody that knows what's going to go on sale before it even goes on sale. Because that's huge, Lisa. That's a conversation that keeps happening, especially in this area. Um, frequency of website updates. Do you have a vlog, or podcast? Are you doing regular content that people would be interested in? If not, there's simple ways to do that. And now with AI, you can easily make news releases, you can easily make reports, but something that is super user friendly and will shut down a lot of your time. Take time to write a really long, and nobody thinks I want to have something long on my website, but take time to write a really long article or a blog post, right? Or do a podcast. Podcasts are great for shareability purposes, but they need to link to your internal link to your article about this. So this is a evergreen, and when I say evergreen, I mean this is always going to be true. Whatever information you provide is going to be consistent to the end of time, right? It's always A plus B equals C. So you don't want to put a trend in there. You don't want to talk about trends. This is something that's going to be evergreen, long, and then you will take that and make 10 to 15 little articles or little blogs or little podcasts and then link back to that big article. So now you have got a year's worth of content from one big article that you just took snippets out of, right? So think, how do we work smarter, not harder? Monthly review, pull your analytics. Did you know you can go to Google and run your own analytics and see what is happening on your website, where people are lingering, what pages are most used, what's the frequently asked questions, all of that on Google Analytics. And then we talked about at least quarterly refresh the graphics and content. Okay. How we doing? Any questions so far? Okay. All right. Yes, go for it, Carrie.
I had a question, sorry. Okay, when you say like that you can run your own analytics,
Yes.
are you going to explain that more? Sorry, or further?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. That'll be towards the very end. We'll have how do you review? How do you see? And then how do you, when your website was built, it was uploaded into these search engines for the search engines to do their, the little bots scurrying spiders to search out the crawling of the website. And oftentimes people don't remember to go back after they've updated to resubmit them. So I'll even go over how to submit them as well. And I'm
Perfect.
watching my time so we can kind of stay on top of it. So, okay, linking. This is another way to get further up in that Google and Bing search engine by having internal links from one thing to another, right? So, like we just talked about that big article to the smaller articles or blogs, but you also need to have backlinks. So backlinks, and I'm going to kind of explain this on here. Backlinks are also inbound links, incoming links, are a form of off-page SEO where you earn links from other websites that direct readers to your own site. So how do I get other websites to cite me as a source? That's what you're asking. Now there's some sneaky things you can do, but let's just focus on the stuff that all of us can be working on. So have good quality content, curate and publish other people's resources. So get permission. So maybe there's an expert, Lisa, in home lending. Maybe there's an expert in the coming and doing home inspections, or the top 10 things to look for in a home inspection, whatever, different sites like that, working with them to say, hey, can I go ahead and post that on my site? I'll cite you as a source. And then that is usable information located on your website that you didn't have to create. You got permission to share. And now people will go to your website and see your website as a source of quality content and important information. So that goes into the next one. Connect with experts. So who are some experts in your field? You know, Lisa, if you're primarily doing real estate in Bryce County, who who at the courthouse is your point of contact? Who does the closings? Who that like these are important experts that you can connect with. Alyssa, if you have some valuable shareable templates on the Farm Bureau website that talk about um, how to evaluate your insurance and what kind of coverage you need, make sure you're sharing that. Make sure other people are seeing that. So another one, write book reviews, right? So if I am an author and you leave a fabulous review for me, and in your review is a link to your website, I really want that fabulous review. So I'll put it up there, even if it links to your website, right? So another great way, host contests. How many of you have gone to vote for somebody's kid or somebody's dog for the top whatever, and or your kids or your dogs or your business, and you share it, share that link, and you share that link, and you share that link, and more people share that link? Well, this is how it virally becomes backlinks from other sites, from other groups, right? Have a partner that will join you in a news release so that they share it on their site and you share it on your site, right? And then you both link to each other. Ask for reviews from other businesses. So ask a business, could you please leave a review about how you working with me has made a big difference, and share it on your site. I'll share it on my site. It's good for both of us. Post this links. So uh, when I say that, I mean, um, make sure to like, follow, and subscribe, right? You hear that on all the YouTube channels. Post those links. How are they going to know? They don't know your links, right? You got to make sure that you're sharing them. Have surveys that get shared, right? Have surveys that get shared so other people will come to the site, other people will share those links, and then host events. Host events where people will come to your site if your site allows it. If not, embed things like Zoom into your site as well. Okay, now, next step is we talked about submitting your site. I just did the top two. You're going to get a copy of this. I'm going to email it out to you guys. Um, and I know who all is on here now. So, um, Alyssa, I'm going to have you email me when we're done so I can make sure I have your email as well. So this literally walks you through the step to submit your website to Google after you've done a refresh. This literally walks you through Bing, how to do it. So I'm not going to get all into the directions. You can literally follow it point by point. Now, reviewing and editing. Oh, my little thing didn't copy over. I'll fix that. Revisit your keyword search. Remove outdated information. So let's say you have something you thought was evergreen content and it's not. It's outdated. It's dated from 2014, doesn't apply now. Or maybe you had something about the pandemic in 2020, doesn't apply now. You need to remove it. It should not be on there because you're going to get kicked to the bottom of the feed because you don't have updated things. Analyze your metrics, review your ranking, and I'm going to send you a very specific list of how to do that, and then give you a couple free options to go and analyze and a couple paid ones that you can get more details on. Let me stop sharing for a moment. Okay. So we talked about HubSpot. It's a great way to go and research and find out more information. To check the speed of the loading of your website, you will go to, I'm gonna put this in the chat right now so you have it. Yes, I'm saying Bing. I just saw that. There you go. This is the directions, and that's a link to the Google page speed insights so that you can go and this is free for you to measure and test the speed of your website. Okay. Um, I just want to really quickly touch back on um, your psychographics and the opportunity to engage with people. So if your customer is a farmer, right? Or if your customer is, I'm trying to think of something for Alyssa too. Um, what what is it that they grow? What is the season in which they grow those things? What are those additional informations? So um, think about the lifestyle of the person. Is your primary person a stay-at-home dad that goes to his kids' soccer games or is involved in the neighborhood watch, right? What group or organization would your customer be a part of, and are you a part of those groups and organizations? Um, what interests and hobbies do they have? Do they like, playing an instrument or learning new languages, or what's the TV show that, I mean, Lisa, to me, shows like um, home repair shows, HGTV, that kind of thing. You can now very specifically um, say, hey, on this streaming app, say Hulu, to different apps, you can say, I want to show up as an advertisement when people are streaming this specific show about this specific product or service. So then magically you're the expert, right? Because you're mixed in with that show or service. Um, what about their opinions, attitudes, and beliefs? Are they religious? What are their political views? What's their attitude towards their work or recreation? And then what is their behavior? What are they, what do they tend to buy? Who do they buy it from? Are they Chiefs fans? Do they only buy, you know, these specific products from this specific group because that was the thing that, the Chiefs quarterback said you should be doing, right? Um, I have, okay, I shared that with you. Monitor and analyzing your performance. Let me just put this in here too. Putting this in here too, so you guys don't have to wait for me to send out stuff. You can just copy and paste it over out of chat. Um, so Google Search Console, Bing Webmaster Tools to monitor your site's performance. Um, they'll tell you, what you need to fix for your crawling, for your ranking, for your indexing. They'll tell you your click-through rates. They'll tell you where a link isn't working, right? So we do a lot of manual stuff, but these websites will do a lot of that for you. Maintain high quality content. We talked about that. Make sure it's error-free. It's well written. You now have Chat GPT. How many of you have used Chat GPT so far? Yeah? Okay. So Chat GPT is your friend as long as you know the appropriate way to put in your query to ChatGPT. So are you saying who you are, who your audience is, the tone in which you want it written, for the age range or grade level you want it written for? You can be very specific on how you want to reach people. So saying, hi, I am a marketer for a roofing company. I want to reach people who have just had recent storm damage. I would like to hear the top 10 reasons people have to replace roofs, or the top 10 best roofing supplies there are. Um, Please write this in a fifth grade reading level and set it up for in a markdown format that'll put it in a chart for you if you want a chart, or it'll bullet point stuff out for you. And ensure you're writing it with limbic messaging. Limbic messaging means stuff like we believe, we feel, we like connecting emotional kind of stuff. So you put it, maybe you want it to be in a very, um, you know, doctoral thesis way, whatever it is that you're trying to reach. So then it'll spit it out. It's going to have some glitches or errors. You're going to click copy, you're going to paste it over, and you're going to fix it, right? You're going to make sure it sounds like you. You're not going to just take it for whatever it is. You're going to edit it. And then you're going to take that and insert a graphic, a photo. Then maybe you're going to go Google a statistic and insert the statistic. I will warn you that if any of you have had loved ones with dementia, there's a thing called confabulation where they don't know how they know you, so they kind of make up a story of how they know you. ChatGPT confabulates. So do not take, yeah, confabulate is a word. Use it. That's the word of the day. So don't take anything that it has as gospel, right? You're going to need to go and fact find and double check that research. Just because it offers data. We were talking to one person who um, used ChatGPT to plan their trip, and down to what hotel they should stay in, what restaurants they should go. Really great until they got there and wanted to go find that hotel and found that the hotel never existed because it was made up by ChatGPT, right? So verify, verify, verify. Um, Optimize. We talked about optimizing for snippets by taking that evergreen big article and doing little snippets from it. Address your technical issues, avoid common mistakes, um, like making sure your index is clear. What does your website look like? Can I easily navigate it? If I can't easily navigate it, that means the the bots are not easily navigating it either. So make sure it's very easily navigated. Make sure content is quality. Make sure you don't have broken links. Make sure you don't have incomplete or duplicate data. And that it goes from metadata too. That's the back side of things. Sometimes website builders will just copy and paste and copy. We all do. We all do, right? But when they do it, it can really mess up a whole system on the back side. So as these bots are scrolling, it won't capture that data the way it should. All right. So that was very quick. We are at 12:45. Give me your questions. Any questions, marketing related, website, search engine related, and I can direct you to some really good resources if I don't know the answer. Okay. Lisa, on yours, working with folks trying to purchase homes, I know that you go out and you hand out your koozies and you visit with people and you're just visible. That's a big help for the locals. How are you reaching out to folks that don't live locally?
That's something I need to work on for sure. So yeah, I definitely need to work on website and kind of visibility and for people wanting to move to Sterling, that sort of thing. So
I know that the chamber and um, Carrie Gateau are working on kind of a make a move package for people to let them know, people can receive tax breaks when they're moving from out of state. They can apply to receive tax breaks. There's opportunities for housing benefits through the county, through the city. There's definitely all sorts of business benefits. So how often do you see a need for retail or commercial space coming your way?
Um, well, I'm not sure. I mean, like, I don't even have an office in Sterling. My office is actually in Hutch.
Uh,
Um, but yeah, I'm wanting to kind of upgrade to, make that a little more
mhm,
official and visible there in Rice County too. So being that I
absolutely.
live there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, Carrie.
Um, which company, if you were rebuilding your website or making a new website, which who do you feel like is the best kind of to help design a new website?
So I have two questions to ask first. One, will you be building it yourself?
Um, this is more just like general asking, I guess.
Yeah.
Like when I've looked at like our Sterling one or our Sterling Chamber one, or just different websites. Like I, I, I don't know. I feel like I always tend to be like, oh, we could change this and we can do that. And so I just was curious which was easy or like user friendly for you.
Yeah, if you're doing it yourself and you don't have any coding background, then I would
Yes.
say Wix or GoDaddy. One of those two. Those are your best options. But people underutilize all of the features on those two platforms. So they don't. There's so much you can, especially now with all the AI tools, you can literally integrate so many things into those websites, and Wix and GoDaddy are at the forefront of integrating those AI tools. I hate asking our IT guys or our web guys like, "Hey, could we do this?" And no,
Yeah.
no, it's not part of the template, or that's not part of the. No, let's break the template and let's do something unique to our business. And there's opportunities to do that. But let's say you don't have the time, energy, or desire, and you want to use a template. Both of those websites have templates as well.
There's a company that it's called Keep It Simple, or
Mhm,
yeah, Keep It Simple. It's funny, their website doesn't, it's like
mm,
KISCRM.com,
mhm.
but I think they mostly just use Chat GPT and like, you kind of give them the information and then they build it out for you. But I think it's mostly um, like providing the best and the simplest tools.
Yeah.
And then they are like, they keep track of your data and all of that. So that's what I was just curious if you felt like individually, like Wix or GoDaddy, or actually using a company that builds it out for you and then keeps track of all your data.
Yeah, we have local marketers. Central Kansas has some great marketers that can build websites for you. Um, Marketing Maven, I highly her Rachel Maherder is her name. She's out of Great Bend. I highly recommend her just because I've seen what she's been able to do for turning around other businesses. There's another gal that's agricultural specific, so I would recommend her if that was the case. But there's lots of really talented people that have a wonderful eye, um, but it's all right there for you to use. And now, depending on if you have a paid account or don't have a paid account, ChatGPT will link to other AI to build out graphics and stuff like that. So I uploaded the other day, I was just testing some of the new plug and play stuff that they had. And I said, here's a photo of one of our staff members. Please make a cartoon version of her um, doing X, Y, and Z in this type of background. And it was able to do that for me. So
Crazy.
I could create a whole flip book, that kind of thing. There's also let's say you don't want to be the face, right? You don't want your face being the one talking and doing all of the things. Now we have AI video content through Canva. So there's Adobe, there's Canva, InDesign, all that stuff. So you can literally go into places like Canva and plug in what you want this automated avatar to say, and it looks like a human being, and they'll say whatever. Now you'll notice the starting and the stopping isn't as smooth, so you can teach it and correct it. But I follow a lot of stuff on. Let me just tell you, if you guys are Facebookers, um, we still got a couple minutes, so I can do that. AI. So there's a couple groups. There's AI prompts for entrepreneurs. So those are the prompts, the queries, the information you would put in. AI prompt for entrepreneurs, and then AI for business, and then it has in parentheses like ChatGPT, prompts, AI news, new tools, and more. But AI for business, then AI and ChatGPT prompts for entrepreneurs, AI prompt shares, and you could just probably type in AI and find 30 different groups that you can be a part of. And these are all folks that are, some of them are more technical because they're building their own AI to do different things. They're using things like Chat GPT to build their own AI system for their business for a purpose. Some of them are just doing funny, you know, like you can go to this website and every photo you create will insert a little rubber ducky in it, and then so everything is from that site. Eh, But there's some very specific prompts and everybody is sharing it. So this is a free space. Everybody's sharing information. If something isn't working right, they give you tips or tricks to do the workarounds. Really good information sharing, and will tell you, hey, that won't work. You're going to have to use this tool instead. All day long, I see people saying, hey, I want to do this. What are my options? I want to create that. What are my options? As far as marketing, I highly encourage you to set aside designated time to to do your marketing, not just, hey, I'm going to do a couple hours a week, a couple hours a month, or a couple hours a day. And I would, let me see if I can I so I have a paid version myself for Chat GPT. Let me share my screen because we got just a couple minutes left. Okay. Are you seeing Chat GPT now? Yeah. How about now? Yeah. Okay. All right. So let me just give you an example. You are a marketer. First, I have to spell right. Marketer for a roofing company who is trying to reach area residents who have recently suffered damage from a storm, suffered roof damage. Please provide, and also it recognizes your pleases and thank yous and your politeness. You'll see, it actually recognizes it, appreciates it, and it will adapt better for you. And also, when they become our overlords and take over the world, I want them to remember I was nice. Okay. You're a marketer for a roofing company who's trying to reach area residents who have recently suffered roof damage from a storm. Please provide 10 top article ideas that the roofing company can share to help guide business to their website. Write this content at a fifth grade reading level. Please is the writing style of Barack Obama. So the more complex you ask things, the longer it'll take. But literally, it will go because I only said that because he's written a book. Um, you could say Mark Twain. You could say whatever you want, and it'll go and look at the writing style. And it may take a few minutes to do, and there's peak times where everybody's doing it. So then it gave me, here are 10 articles. So your roof after the storm, first steps to protect your home, how to tell if your roof needs repair or a full placement. So now you've got these. Now I'm going to say, please write an article for each of the titles you listed above. Make them be 300 words or less and cite sources for your information. Include um, data, research from reputable sources, i.e., they must be published at least 5 times. And so then it'll spit out your articles. You can copy and paste, tweak it however you want to. Then you can say, select, if you were doing this for social media, you just wanted posts, you wanted to do 30 days of content. Here, I'm going to stop this so that it'll, okay. And I'm going to do a new one for Lisa. You are a real estate agent. How about I spell things correctly? Real estate agent for rural Kansas who would like to reach persons living outside the state through a social media campaign. Please create 30 days worth of content and in 30 days worth of posting and include hashtags, emojis, and suggested photos. Display this in a markdown format. We'll give it a minute. Any other questions that I can answer before we end this training? Okay. I want to make sure to say thank you. Thank you for Sterling Chamber of Commerce for adding some additional training and education to the value of the memberships. If you have any questions, my name is Rachel. My phone number is 620-680-2119. And you can reach me at Manley, M-A-N-L-E-Y, Mobile, M-O-B-I-L-E, Ministries, M-I-N-I-S-T-R-I-E-S, at gmail.com. And still waiting for ChatGPT. Still waiting, still waiting. Feel free to go on, play with this. There is a free option. You just have to set up your account. You don't have to pay for all the details. I have embedded, because I have the paid version, I have embedded several of our apps that we can tie to, including Canva. So I can come up with our 30 days of content, throw it over to Canva. There it goes. So it gives you examples. Escape to Serenity, and it has corn next to it. Imagine waking up to the sound of birdsong surrounded by open skies and rolling fields. Rural Kansas is calling. Okay. Contact us today. And then it tells you find a photo with a wheat field, work these hashtags into it. Okay. So get her done, ladies. You got all the tools. And if you have questions, don't hesitate to give me a call. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, have a great day. Bye-bye.
You